Good morning students, welcome back to the online classes of KV Academy. Myself Kisa sir, as your science teacher. Today I am going to teach you class 5, lesson 12. The topic name is the moon. You know the moon. In a small, from the beginning of the school, when you approach the school, your father and mother also tell you that there is a moon. You know what is a moon? The moon has no lights of its own. It gets its light from the reflections of the sun. When the sun rays strike on an opaque object, suppose this is an opaque object, when the sun rays strike here, its reflection light goes to the moon. Means the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So that's why the moon gets its lights. Moon has its own its lights on it. It gets light from the sun, and the moon is the natural satellite of the earth. You know, many satellites launched by India. So the Aryabhat-1, this is the satellite. It is used for weather forecastings and other scientific purposes. But the moon is a natural satellite. It also rounds the earth, and it takes 28 days to round it. So that's why today we will discuss about the moon. You know, the moon, the condition of the moon. The condition of the moon is there is no atmosphere on the moons, and if you notice in the moons, when the Neil Armstrong goes to the moon on 1969, he noticed that many craters are there, and this crater is only due to the attacks of meteors or meteorites on it. Hence, there is no atmosphere there. If you want to talk to there, you can't able to talk there, and your voices cannot reach to the other person because there is no atmosphere. And it is from the earth to the moon, the distance is 3,84,400 kilometers. This is the distance of the moon from the earth. And during the beginnings of this topic, we will discuss about the lands, and there is no surface that creates a human beings to survival there. There is no water there. There is no protective blanket, just like ozone layer O3 that protect us from the harmful radiation coming from the suns. Now, from the earth, the sun, the distance, total sun, the distance is 150 million kilometers from the earth. So that's why today's the condition of moons. You see, notice many scientists goes there. Neil Armstrong goes there. Alvin Aldrin goes there. Michael Collins goes there. Rakesh Sharma also goes there. So there is a very different atmosphere creation. In the daytime it is very hot, and in the night time it is very cool. And scientists send there many robotics instruments. Chandrayaan also goes to the moons, and others India scientists sends there. And notice there the surface is too much dry, and that is not suitable for the survival of human beings there. Now come to the next, the phases of the moon. You know, when the side of the moon facing us gets no sunlight at all, we cannot see the moon. We can call a new moon. Suppose the completely surface area, that means the earth. You know, the earth, there is also, it gets light also from the suns. And the moon, there is a three phases are there. And when the side of the moon facing us gets no sunlight, suppose this is a moon. Suppose this is a moon. When the sun rays stand here, it is a completely light there, and it is the dark places. So this is known as new, completely dark. This is known as new moon. So it is clearly concept here in the face of the moon. When the side of the moon facing us gets no sunlight at all, we cannot see the moon. We can call this a new moon. We cannot see the moon because it is completely dark. So this is known as new moons. Second point is as the moon moves along its orbit, a small portion of the side facing us gets sunlight, and we can see is a crescent moon. The shape of a crescent moon is just like a shape of a crescent moon. Suppose there is a sun, and the moons they go orbit of earth, and during the facing of the some sides of moon, we can see just like this shape. This is known as crescent moon. So as the moon moves along its orbit, a small portion of the side facing us gets sunlight, and we can see this is known as crescent moon. And third one is gibbous moon. After 3 more days, we see 3/4 of the moon. This is the gibbous moon. We will see the only 3/4 of the moons. After 3 days, this is known as what? This is known as a gibbous moon. In 2 weeks, the entire side facing us gets sunlight. We can then see the full moon. Suppose we see the full moon when the entire surface of the earth, of the moons, is reflected ray of the sun completely whole shape we can see it in a rounding shape. This is known as full moon. And this full moon, this is the phase of the moon. First one is new moon, second one is crescent moon, third one is gibbous moon, and fourth one is full moon. Now come to the points. Next point is solar eclipse. You know solar eclipse, when during the rotations, when the sun, between the sun and earth, moon comes during the rotation, this is known as solar eclipse. So this is sun and this is earth, and during the rotations in the orbit, the moon comes in the parts of the sun, and during the parts, and here it gets all the sunlight, and the opaque places there is no sunlight reach to the earth. This is known as solar eclipse. And next point is lunar eclipse. You know, between the sun and moon, when the earth comes in the orbits of the sun, the earth comes between the sun and moon, and the moon is completely dark places. There is no light gets to the moon. This process is known as lunar eclipse. So the chapter of the moon is very important for you. From the beginning of the classes, from class 1, you read in EVS books what is moon, what is sun. But in this chapter, this is about the moon and its phases. There is no atmosphere there. There is no survival of human beings suitable for it. Scientists are trying to go to the moons for scientific reasons also, for acquiring metal also. They notice their surface is suitable for north. But you will become also one of the scientists of the world, and you will be Indian, so you become some scientist and research to the moons, and you get his points, what is its merits and demerits also, and what is there, what is not there. We can compare the moon from the earth also. You know, moon has light because there is sunlight, and the moon has no light because the light gets from the reflection of the sun rays. But there is only one moon to the earth, and there is also satellite. Ultimate satellite sent to the moons and sent to the other surface of the earth to notice what is the pictures there, what is going on, for the weather forecasting also, to see the other reports also, to see the weather, the position of our foreign countries, our neighboring countries. We notice from the satellites. I think all of you understood it. Thank you. Have a nice day.